So hey guys, this is Ken, and today I'm going to show you how to fix a tire. I got one that's got a plug in it, and I think I'm going to pull the plug out, and we're going to do what's called a patch plug on it. And so I'm going to show you how to do that properly. I've fixed a lot of tires. I had a tire shop, so I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Okay? I'm going to show. Here's the equipment I'm using. So what I have here is basically your grinder. That's what you want to grind the inside with. This is kind of a metal wheel, and it's just real rough. I've had this for a really long time. You can kind of see it there, but it still works. You have to just grind a little longer. This is called a stitcher. And what that does is it gets your patch. You roll that over your patch. Here's the patch I'm using. They're actually what's called a Patch Rubber Company. These are highly recommended. They're like, the premium stuff. Usually if you see that gray around the black, it means it's a premium patch. And with a patch plug, you have this part, which plugs the hole like a plug, and it patches it at the same time. So that's kind of a neat little trick. This is a scraper. What I'm going to be doing after I grind it, I'll be putting this rubber solvent on there. It's called Volcatech. It's really good stuff. Probably the more premium, high dollar stuff. This is Volcatech. This is your bead sealer if it's leaking around the rim or something. You can clean your rim up really good and put that around there. That'll seal it. And then here's the glue I'm using, which is Volcatech glue also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be grinding the inside of the tire after I get the hole ready for the patch plug. And then we're going to use the rubber solvent, and then after that we'll scrape it with this and get it real nice and smooth, and then we might use the rubber solvent again to get any kind of slimy stuff off the tire so the patch will stick. So that's what we're doing, and we're going to get started here pretty quick. Right there's the plug I'm going to be taking out. So I'm going to get that plug out of there, and then we're going to actually auger that hole out so we've got a nice round hole. Usually when you're patching a tire, if it's a round hole, it's good. If it's a cut, a slit, that probably won't hold a patch. And if you do, it won't last very long, more than likely. The split will just keep opening and closing as the tire goes around. So it kind of works the patch and makes it work loose. So I'm going to get in there and get that plug out of there. Give me some pliers. Usually they're not that easy, but we'll see. This one shouldn't be too bad. So I got half of it. Here's the plug, and then there's the hole it made in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to auger that hole out just a little bit. I got a special tool for that. I'm going to be using right here this auger bit. There's two sizes, a small and a large. Usually if I get, with a nail or something, and you think it needs to be big enough for a patch plug, then it's better to go ahead and auger these out. Alright, so now we got a nice round hole there. Okay, we're all set up. We're going to grind her out. We'll keep her up there, Dave. Trying to do is knock down these rough edges here. It's actually pretty good because the tire was already fairly smooth on the inside. Even if it was real smooth, you'd have to grind it some.
I went blank in here.
Just hold it, that's all. So as you can see, I pretty much have it there. What you want to do from here is you want to clean it up a little more and maybe smooth it a little bit more. So you're going to need some of this solvent. And kind of see what it does there. It's pretty much melts that top coat of rubber. And once it sort of dries like that, you can kind of see where it dries, then you can scrape it. All right, so we got it, see how we got it ground and the solvent's sort of dried. It doesn't matter how long that solvent dries, it's no big deal. So what you want to do is get in there and just scrape that top of that off where I put the solvent and ground it. So yeah, it's pretty nice and smooth, but when you rub your finger across it, it's slippery. So you know that patch is not going to stick on that slippery. So what you want to do is get yourself a paper towel, and you can put a little bit of solvent on there. And I'm kind of doing this one-handed. So doesn't take a lot. That stuff's expensive, so you don't want to waste it. And you come back in here to your tire and you wipe that spot with your solvent. See, that's all black. Put some more. Dirty still. Another spot on your rag. You kind of feel the rag dragging, so then you know it's getting clean. So when you rub your fingers across there, you don't want to feel that slime. You want it really clean. Yeah, so now when I rub it, it's dry and it's clean, there's no slime. It's almost still a tiny little bit, so I'm gonna do a little bit more. Not much. Let you get that slime out of there. Yeah, now it's starting to feel like it's supposed to. I know it's a lot of trouble doing this, but you want it clean. And this is another important step, because when you put the glue on, you know, I got a lot on there too much, so you just kind of spread it around. You don't want to get too much, so I did. So if you do, just kind of just spread it around and get rid of it. Okay. So there we go. There we're all glued up. It's hard to tell with the camera, but it's wet right now. But you'll see it dry. Sometimes you can blow on a little bit. It's drying pretty good. You'll need something to pull this through. There's a wire here. You can, once you put that wire in that hole, you can reach on the other side and pull it through. So the glue's plenty dry. We just need to get this off. We'll stick it in the hole here. That's why you have to ream the hole out, so you can get that patch to pull through. And I'm not having any luck right now. All right, there we are. Okay. Okay, then you have to get your stitcher. And what you want to do is when you stitch it, you go start in the middle and work your way out. And you can kind of go sideways. You can go up and down. I just kind of go every direction, just make so I know for sure it's good. Okay, so once you get that done, you got this part hanging out. You just kind of pull it out tight and just, my cutters are pretty much dulled out. Cut it off. You have this. Usually what I do with this, you can take this and you just kind of stick it up underneath that plastic on your patch and peel that off. And when it peels off like that without peeling the patch or anything, you know you did good. That's kind of how you do it. There's one more step a lot of guys do that sell used tires. They'll take this bead sealer right here, and I don't know if you can see it, and they'll put it over the patch and it kind of turns it black. I'll show you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is You know, a lot of people sell used tires that, you know, they get them good like this because there's something wrong with them. There's a hole or something. So you have to patch it. And a lot of guys will do this. They'll take this bead sealer and they'll put it over the patch like that. And it kind of hides the patch, so when people buy the tires, they don't see that patch. Which is not a big deal. That patch is gonna last as long as that tire. So see, you don't really notice the patch so much now. That's how you patch a tire. Hope you got something out of it. You know, like I said, it's real important for everything to be clean. That's the important part. But I'll show you one more thing on this tire. Okay, one more thing I want to show on these tires. When you're out buying tires, I won't even tell you what kind of tire it is. It's a good tire, I'll tell you that much. And I found out about a lot of tires during the last few years when I started doing used tires. You deal with all sorts of tires. Used to, you know, I worked at Firestone, so we just kind of dealt with Firestones. But dealing with everything, you kind of learn tires. But what you don't want to buy when you're buying tires is a tire that would just actually just do this. You know, I mean, this tire is just basically, won't even hold me up if I try to sit on it. It's just, it has no structure. You know, if you hit something in the road, you're gonna have problems. This tire here is a prime tire, they call it. It's used, and you know, it holds me up. It's got much more strength in the sidewalls. You can't push it down. So that's kind of what you want to look for if you're buying tires. You don't want something junk that's just gonna get, you know, if some little something on the road hits that cheap tire, it's just gonna bust it. So something with a little bit more strength. I mean, it's not a lot more. I just wanted to show you when you're out buying tires, you know, just kind of push on them a little bit, and hopefully that's a little bit of information that'll help you guys out. I'll talk to you later. It's Ken out.